Morning. Never mind, done. So, after my video yesterday, I was asked a couple of things about views of Charlie Kirk. And rather than bounce about, I thought I'll just do one point, one topic. So the question I was asked was whether I think abortion should be banned. Now, it's going to be a really controversial one, this, and obviously there's two sides on this, and I'm going to piss one off with my answer. So, do I think abortion should be illegal? No. I'm not sorry. No. So, although regularly speaking I'll argue for fathers' rights or for children's rights to be prioritised over, mummy pacifying, I do not actually do that in a way where women would end up with less rights. I do it in a way where I expose false rights as being the crimes they are. So women have no right to bully an ex-partner, to control, to monopolise the kids, to use the kids to inflict pain on their ex. They have no right to make family court cases more about their ex than finding a peaceful resolution for their children. Like, they're false rights that are crimes. They do have autonomy over their own bodies and they deserve respect for that. That is not something we should be taking from them, looking at the olden days and thinking it's the future. And when I've been facing up against authorities, I kind of did notice this little phenomenon where people seem to think that if they bring this out, that they basically just then point at the person, tell them, don't do that, and that she's just going to stand there with her head down and do as she's told. When I was fighting through family court, they seemed really confused as to why I weren't just bowing my head and accepting doing as I'm told and abandoning my kids. So just because you bring something out, it doesn't mean people are just gonna just bend over and bitch for you. They're not. What happened last time when abortion was illegal was it went underground. One of the points made too was that Charlie Kirk was proper against abortion because he was a Catholic or Christian or whatever. And basically, right, so if a girl is raped and she's temporarily has autonomy over her own body stolen from her in a disgusting way. So she then finds out she's pregnant. Are you suggesting that we don't give her autonomy of her body back at that point? And if so, is there actually any reason why this girl would have to give a shit that he's a Christian? Like, do these same people join in with Ramadan? Eid? No. Why is that? It's because you're not a Muslim. Even if she's a Christian and he's a Christian, then, it ends up causing its own little catch-22 where it's outside of wedlock. It's unconsensual. And while every individual on this planet deserves respect for their faith and religion, why do you actually think other people should make allowances in their private lives just to pacify you when you're not making a single allowance for anyone? You get what you give. Fucking, so don't be so fucking over entitled. You deserve respect for your religion. You don't deserve obedience for your religion. So when it comes to, because it was America I was talking about to the person, if you'd actually look at the shameful and confusing history when it comes to reproductive control in America, trial, forced sterilisation was legal at the same time as abortion being illegal. How can those two frameworks coincide at the same time? It's because they were in different audiences. So the anti-abortion lot were just getting a big, massive gang together to pick on little girls. And the forced sterilisation or eugenics was to stop, undesirables from continuing their gene pool. But if abortion, if the moral and ethic grounds for abortion and for anti-abortion is religion, then wouldn't eugenics be anti-religious too? I mean, that's DNA, that's God's code for an entire bloodline. That versus killing one kid who doesn't deserve to die. I'm not saying they deserve to die. I'm saying you cannot legislate that though. They'll go underground, they'll purposefully lose, they'll even end up topping themselves. How are you going to police that? You're not gonna. You're just going to fail a loads of people. So when it comes to like what gets legislated against, then you do have to have this limit where like you're not sticking a CCTV camera in someone's fucking toilet or checking what they eat. Things like that. There's certain things that are just none of your fucking business and not your place to say. No, I'll get asked a ton of questions of, oh, so a girl can just do that. Right, if a girl's aborting your kids abusively, leave her. Or if your current girlfriend is thinking of getting an abortion, not caring what you think, leave her. Girls, if a guy's consensually had sex with you and got you pregnant, and you don't feel ready, and you've just decided, let's get this out, you've got to care what your partner thinks. Both partners have to care what the other one thinks. So if you're doing it in case of my body, fuck off, to someone who actually loves you and also being their kid, then that's different to a politician fucking miles away saying no one can have it. So it's always going to come down to an individual thing, but if the guy leaves you, don't be bitching about him, just understand it, wish him well, heal yourself. But people need to stop thinking that they can push for policies or laws that basically just point at people saying, don't, and they're just going to say, well, okay. Like, I just remember that meeting, that confusion when I went to actually fight for my own kids, and also confusion that I just wasn't just doing as I told and turning my back on them to suit a narrative. It didn't work with me. It will not work with a girl's not just going to stay pregnant, have a baby and raise it just because you give like 20 seconds of thought to her life and then decide she has to, and then you completely forget she exists, completely don't support her. You know what I mean? It's not your fucking place to say, basically. So that's my 2 cents on it. Basically, that women do have rights on this autonomy. This would be like, should all men be given a vasectomy forcefully at the age of 45? If you can ban abortion, why can't you just force any gender to do anything you want? Here's my 2 cents on the matter.